Caitlin, Coach Stephanie White is crying. Clark was just captured on camera looking like never before, and you'll be shocked by what we are all aware that Caitlin Clark is a game changer, breaking records in college, dominated the WNBA, and created history at each turn. But this is distinct. This new footage is on a whole new level. Just dropped, revealing a side of we had never seen Caitlin Clark before. The strength, the grit, the absolute domination. She's doing more than just playing the game, altering it as the WNBA believed they were prepared for her. But the league is currently on observed. Defenders who previously believed they could stop her are rushing for responses. She's more powerful, bigger, and more powerful than ever. So what's actually happening in the background? How did she level up quickly, and why is everyone doing this? Coaches, analysts, and even her fiercest opponents, utterly stunned, remain because you will be astounded by what you see next. Thoughts. But prior to plunging straight into please take a moment to like this fantastic item. Watch this video and follow the channel. By being a member of our team, you'll always be in keeping up with the most recent WNBA news, expert analysis, and interpretations of major moves. Something like this, don't miss out. We've got every angle is covered, so strike that click subscribe, and let's get started. Let's go back a little and discuss how she came to be here. From her beginnings at Caitlin Clark of Iowa, wasn't your average gifted athlete who was a phenomenon in the enabling her to shoot from a distance, make plays, and take over the floor. She is among the most captivating athletes in the history of college basketball. Each game, when she performed, the audience anticipated magic, and she did more than just score. She delivered. Clark, the points she altered in the record books, led Iowa to the Final Four twice in a row. Appearances that enthrall her court-sharp eyesight and long-range shooting that had NBA players even give her a nod of approval. Became a national phenomenon, attracting resemblances to the game legends. Except that was only the start of it when she was chosen as the Indiana Fever's number. Expectations for one pick in the WNBA draft, fans of Sky High hoped, analysts, the league braced itself and speculated. Could she change her explosive, taking a college game to the next level? Well, Clark didn't simply live up to the hype. She didn't just win, she destroyed them. She carried the Fever and won Rookie of the Year to their initial postseason appearance. In 8 years, turning a troubled franchise into a legitimate contender, her deep three-pointers, fearless drives, and her ability to play made her a nightmare. Defenders, the WNBA as a whole, had to adapt to her presence, and then all of a sudden she was a rising star. Not just a rookie, superstar, but here's where it gets even more interesting. Unlike most young stars who take time to adjust to the league's physicality, Clark embraced the challenge. She didn't shy away from tough defenders. She took them head on. Her commitment to improving her strength, endurance, and mental toughness took her game to another level, and now she's putting in work like never before. Her transformation has been so drastic that even Coach Stephanie White couldn't hold back the tears watching Clark evolve into a leader, a competitor, and an unstoppable force has been nothing short of incredible. She isn't just another promising player, she's reinventing what's possibility in the WNBA. And speaking of jaw-dropping moments, let's take a closer peek at the unseen footage that has everyone talking. The unreleased footage that startled everyone. So what precisely was caught on camera? A level of dedication that's almost superhuman. Behind the moments, Caitlin has been grinding harder than ever. This isn't just practice, this is an all-out mission. She's lifting, running, drilling, and fine-tuning every element of her game, and it's not only about skill anymore, it's about power. But let's break it down even further. When we say she's grinding, an additional level. This isn't just a handful additional gym hours. This is a comprehensive Clark's body transformation herself, with great strength training that increases stamina and muscle mass match the league's level of physicality. She no longer merely avoids defenders. She is struggling through the video, demonstrates her strength through contact, muscling her way into the paint, and completing difficult shots that would have proven unattainable for her only a year prior. Clark's game was criticized for years. Not comparable to the WNBA's physicality, they said defenders would push her around. They doubted if she could keep up with the relentless pace of professional play. Well, guess what? She's not just holding her. She's dominating. The footage reveals her brushing off. Defenders like their minor difficulty pulling up from deep with defenders draped all over her and finishing at the rim with a level of aggression we've never seen before. And here's something else. She's not just working on her offense, her defensive intensity has skyrocketed in the footage. She's not just reading plays, she's dictating them, she's cutting off passing lanes, making high IQ steals, and staying in front of some of the top security personnel in the league, where the player was previously as a threat that is solely offensive, has evolved into a full bundle. But this is the actual she's not just getting by in the and she's doing well in the video as well. Early on, she displays her unwavering work ethic. Endless shooting sessions in the morning at the gym, drills, high-intensity strength training, and mental preparedness. Clark is departing no stone unturned. Her footwork has increased, her endurance is off the charts, and her ability to read defenses is next level. It's no wonder Coach White was filled with emotion watching her star player evolve in real time. And if you believe this is amazing, just wait until you are informed of the response from the basketball world. Let's now discuss the response because, believe me, it was Stephanie White is a huge coach, steep experienced professional with innumerable rising stars couldn't speak. But this was about more than just talent. It also regarding change. She wasn't merely observing the development of a superb player. She was observing a force that is not like the league has previously witnessed. The rapid expansion. Clark's leadership and skill as a player have her feelings. And who could hold her accountable? Observing a sportsman dedicate themselves to their craft with such ferocity is uncommon in White. She was aware that she was witnessing something unique transpire in before of her eyes, and she wasn't the only WNBA analyst in awe. Other gamers, as well as Caitlyn's, she left her toughest rivals in disbelief. The question of evolution wasn't whether Clark's success depended on how far she might go. Would she win an MVP award? Could she lead her squad to a championship? Suddenly, completely rethink the game. The sky wasn't simply the limit. It was simply the initial excitement didn't end there. Reactions on social media were exploding. From NBA players, fans, and pundits, LeBron James, a legend, tweeted Caitlyn watching, "Clark is the genuine deal." Steph Curry, the king of greatness. She received a shout-out and praise from Deep 3Es. Her fearlessness and boundless variety basketball. Greats' mindset wasn't merely they were rejoicing and appreciating her. As well as, let's face it, when some of the game's top names are phoning, you have a talent that transcends generations. You succeeded, but the fans were unable to get enough TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Caitlyn Clark's highlights, whatever. You call it, were everywhere, and her skill wasn't limited to, it was motivating young athletes. Attracting diehards' attention. Basketball fans worldwide. All of a sudden, they wanted to see what she would do next. And the problem is, that is greater than the rise of a single player. This goes beyond Caitlyn Clark. Record-breaking or award-winning is about changing the whole terrain. Clark is more than just a female basketball player. She is redefining the game as she plays it. The capacity to shoot from any location. Playmaking crazily and her newfound strength make her an absolute nightmare for any defender. Yet, how did she arrive at this level so soon? What's the secret behind her crazy? Well, let's get started with the improvement. She has been working. Behind the scenes, how did she do it? The secret training routine at this stage. You're presumably curious about how Caitlyn Clark leveled up so quickly, or was it just instinctive? Ability? Nope, this was plain hard effort. Relentless day in, day out. Grind. Her new training routine isn't just impressive, it's borderline legendary. Picture the kind of commitment that distinguishes good from excellent, then multiply that by 10. That's the amount of effort Clark is making each day. After just one strength training session, she hit the weight room hard. We're talking full-on beast mode leg day, no problem arm day. You bet, Clark. Bring it on for core training. was aware that if she wished to live in, she couldn't simply rely on a WNBA. She used her skill to create a body that able to manage the league's most difficult defenders. She's not just building muscle. She is creating a combat-ready physique. Defenders can no longer just push her away. She's absorbing contact in her place, holding her while fighting through screens, ground in manners that were, a year ago, speed and agility were unimaginable. Clark, work strength alone is insufficient. Realized she needed to be sharper, faster, and stronger than before, so she took her taking footwork to the next level with quick cuts, quick sprints, quick reflexes, and everything created to give her an advantage against any defender is more than simply a shooter now. She is a playmaker, a slasher, and a total dangerous danger. She's not merely quicker, evasive, unpredictable, and extremely risky during a transition. When she was shooting under pressure, her range was already absurd, but she is now making unbelievable. Photos appear normal in depth. Threes, off-balance shots in children's play. The disappearance of easy money with two. It's just defenders in her face. One more day at work, her secret countless hours of practicing in high. She doesn't only shoot in press situations. She shoots for survival rather than accuracy. Each rep replicates game-like circumstances. Defenders in front of her as the clock wound, lowering the burden of the situation and the outcome. A sharpshooter with such deadly accuracy that fortifications are left frantically trying to determine how to halt her conditioning and stamina. The WNBA season is more than just a skill test. The games are fast-paced and physically demanding, and exhausting Clark was aware that she couldn't afford to slow down, so she threw herself into it. On high-intensity interval conditioning long distance, endurance training, recovery-focused exercise to maintain her physical health. When others are gasping for air, it's fresh now. She continues to run in the fourth quarter, the floor as though it were the first. Moment of the double overtime game isn't thrilling. Issue Clark is designed to handle, but here's her work ethic is the best part. So intense that even her teammates find it difficult to. She's not merely training to be good, she's working to become the greatest at everything. In the gym, practice every rep every second is a step she's taking to become great. A new benchmark for the definition of dominate the WNBA, and if you believe this is remarkable, wait to learn more about the change in perspective that transformed her from a blossoming talent into a full-time basketball you have come this far, powerhouse whoa. That must indicate that you're having a great time. The video, so let's have a little. The second time you press the follow button, it's completely free, very easy and beneficial to us continue to provide you with amazing material. Particularly, if you adore the WNBA players, whether they are game highlights, or moments behind the scenes. Additionally, we've got you covered by following. You won't be left behind when it comes to your preferred players and teams. Continue now. That we have tapped that follow, let's jump. Returning to Caitlin Clark's largest, she has been thinking about transformation, There are many top players in the WNBA who have spent years honing their skills, honing their abilities and creating the mental fortitude required to endure in the world's most competitive league. Clark was aware that she needed to improve. She needed to hone more than just her talent, her mindset, her strategy, and her capacity to manage high-pressure situations. She's fearless now, like a real veteran. No. Without hesitation, she enters the court as if she owned it. And to be honest, at this point, she sort of performs she is currently playing with confidence. Each and every dribble is on a different level. Every shot and defensive position radiates the enthusiasm of a player who is aware that she belongs to a player who isn't only attempting to impress herself, but is aggressively rewriting the rules. Of engagement in the WNBA, her attitude has shifted from, I hope I can keep up to good luck trying to stop me, and that's exactly why she's becoming one of the most dangerous players in the league, even when teams send double or triple teams at her. She stays composed and concentrated. She doesn't panic. She doesn't force bad shots. Instead, she sees the game differently, like a seasoned chess master who is always 3 moves ahead. She reads the floor with precision, anticipating defensive schemes. Before they even unfold, it's as if the game has slowed down for her, while everyone else is still struggling to catch up, and it's not just about offense. Clark's mentality on defense has evolved as well. She's no longer a player who simply reacts. To what her opponent is doing, she's directing the action. She's challenging shots, closing down passing lanes, and taking on the hardest matchups with a ferocity that shouts, "Bring it on." Her drive to dominate has turned her into a full two-way player, a force that requires respect on both ends of the floor. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Caitlin Clark's impact reaches beyond the court. She's bringing unparalleled attention to the WNBA, and the numbers prove it. Since she entered the league, TV ratings have increased. Social media engagement is at an all-time high, and arenas are filled with admirers wanting to see her play. Her jersey sales are through the roof, and she is rapidly emerging as the spokesperson for more young girls are playing women's basketball, now grabbing a